In a fun jump journal dream, DJ's crafting grungy scenes. Hither and yon, where friends all meet. Paper glue and vintage treats.
Hello, crafty friends! Welcome to Hither and Yon Studio. And if you've been here before, welcome back and thanks for coming back. And if you're new here, I'm DJ and this is the studio. And today I'm giving you, this is part 4, but we're not working in the journal anymore. I'm just giving you another little crafty bit that you can use this month's kit for because I thought it went really well with what we're doing this month. So anyway, I'm going to make some cards. And I'm not a card maker, professional card maker by any means whatsoever. But I like to make cards and I love to use the leftover pieces to make cards. So I was inspired by a couple of card ideas on Pinterest, which is a great place to go and kind of see some easy cards to make and then turn them into fun makes. So what I have is just some card bases here. These are 4¼ by 5½, and you can do them this way or this way, so they can open upward or sideways, up to you. These are made just by cutting a piece of 8½ by 11 paper in half at the 5½ mark, and that makes your 5½. And then you score them at 4¼ so that's it. One cut, one score, and you have 2 card bases. These are 5 by 7. So I did some with craft paper, and all I did was trim these to 10 by 7 and then score it on 5. So they're 5 by 7. So I have a few of those. And then I have these kind of topper pieces that I just cut from scraps, and I cut a couple from this month's paper, and these you can just fit on the top of your card and decorate it, or you can put them on the inside for sentiments. And then I have a couple of bigger ones somewhere here for that same purpose. So these can go, like, you can decorate this and then put it on the card and it leaves that edge. So this one is 4¾ by 6¾ and then these are 4 by 5¼ so 4 by 5¼ and then they just leave that little 1/8 of an inch around, and I just think it's a nice look. So I have some of those, so those are the measurements for those. Let's work on our first card. I'm going to use some of this craft paper in the 5 by 7 size. And these are standardized for envelopes that are usually in these 2 sizes because these are standard card sizes. So, yeah, that's what we're going to do. I hope you enjoy that. If you're not into card making, then you can watch next week. We're going to have one more little project. I am going to post it on Thanksgiving. I know everybody not everybody, but I know a lot of people go and do things or have people over for Thanksgiving, and that's fine. You can watch it on Friday, or maybe you don't have plans and you just want to have something to do. You can do a little crafty project on Thanksgiving. So it will be posted next Thursday. No worries about that. Let's get into it. You guys have listened to me babble enough. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I think it was for this one, or maybe I want to put it on this one. All right, let's see. What did I cut my pieces for? All right, so I'm going to use, let me see. I have this. I just want to see which one I cut it for. These. Okay, so I'm going to use the smaller card size. And I have a white base, so I just want to get something a little colorful. It doesn't matter. You can pull these out of whatever you have. I try to cut my scraps into these if I can. This is yellowish, so I'm going to put pink. Let me see if I cut that right. I think I got to trim it just a little bit. That's fine. I'm wondering if I should do this for the bigger one because there's more on this card. I think I'm going to do that and I have to cut another piece of this. I have more. All right, so this is from the paper pack. And I think I'll just cut a little more off the side and here. I just want a thin strip. You could also use some ribbon here if you have some paper edges. Oh, that's a good idea. Maybe I'll do that. Let me just cut a little off of this and then I'll punch it with, I have one of those paper edge punches. So that might be pretty here. Let me see. If you don't have that, then obviously do this, but I figured I'd show you what you should do. I have one of these. And maybe what we can do is kind of, I just have to go back with this one so I can get it on the correct location. Like that. Okay, and then we can move forward now. Just gonna punch it all the way down and then I will trim it to the size that I need. I hope you're all doing good. My birthday was great. Thank you for all the birthday wishes. You guys are the best. I really appreciate it. It's nice to be loved. And I hope you got something from the sale. But I understand if everybody's saving their shekels for the holidays, that is totally fine. Okay, so I'm going to put this here. I guess I got to give it one more punch because I need just a little more. Yeah, so I had dinner with my lunch. I had what? I had lunch with my daughter because hubby had to work. And then we went shopping, rather, and did some fun stuff like that. Okay, let me trim this to size. Actually, I need this to be this size. And what color do I want? I'm going to do this color just to make this pop a little more. So I guess I didn't need to do that last punch, but oh well. I am going to just trim this a little more. Anyway, yeah, that was it. My mother-in-law was going to come, but she ended up with a bellyache, unfortunately. But yeah, we went shopping. We did some stuff. It was fun. It was nice. I'm not like a go out and party for my birthday type person, but I do like to celebrate. And I did. So, and now it's over. But it's still my birthday month, so I still celebrate. All right, so I'm just cutting a strip. It doesn't matter what size. Again, this piece that goes over the top here is 6 3/4 by 4 3/4. It was just under that 5 by 7, which is the card size. And that's what I'm cutting this to. I think that looks nice. And then I'm just going to hang some birthday flags here, which I think would be cute. Again, I was inspired by a card on Pinterest, but it used like ribbon and buttons and things, but I'm going to do it this. Then I cut out some of these. These are, what size? Let's see. They're 1 inch by 1.5 inches, and I'm going to cut them into banners. So all I'm going to do is put a dot here like I did, and then I'm going to cut from this corner to the dot and that corner to the dot. And just make some flags. Like that. They don't have to be perfectly even. Not in my world. And then I'm just going to get a piece of string and kind of string them on that. This is a cute little birthday card, I think. Oh, and I gave you guys some free sentiments if you didn't get them. I gave you 2 sheets. Of course, I don't have a single one of them down here. What? All right, anyway. The reason there's 2 pages is because one has all the words really tight and close together. And then the other, I spaced them so that you could cut the sentiments up without making... You know how sometimes when you have a long quote and then you cut the quote up... like one edge is shorter than the other edge. I separated them where it made sense. And then what I did, and you can certainly do this if you want, is I put mine, I can give you guys the PNG file if you want, but I made these in Canva. So you can just go to Canva, open a clean document, pick any font, and then, type out whatever you want to type out, and then download it as a PNG. And then you can upload it in your Cricut or your Silhouette and put outer border on it and just cut it out. So these, I left them on here because these, then what I did was I just put an offset and then I cut it out so that it kind of looked like that. And then, so what I mean by these was separated out. So like wishing you a day, and then bursting with, and then color and joy. See how these are all separate? So on the sheet I gave you, there's a little extra space here and here, and here and here and here. Just so if you are just cutting them into straight rectangles, you have some space to work with. Anyway, so you should have your sentiments, and there's 2 pages for that reason. Okay. All right, so I want to hang these. I kind of want to do something like, maybe I don't need 4. Maybe I need 3. I want to kind of hang them like little birthday banner, like that. And then I thought I would take one of these cute little animals and kind of put it here. Maybe the kitty cat. I don't know. I have the kitty cats and he's so cute. Or one of the people, if one of these fun peeps remind you of someone you love, you could put one of them on there. And then put the sentiment up there. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I need some string. I just want to attach these to a little string. I think I'll use this black because of all the black in this. And then I'm just going to glue it right on top. Hey crafty friend, DJ here, jumping in with a little interruption to your day. I hope you don't mind. I just wanted to give you a heartfelt thank you for watching today and for supporting the channel. And if you're enjoying this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up and maybe dropping me a comment. Tell me where you're tuning in from, what kind of crafting you like, what you're doing right now, and if there's any videos that you'd like to see. It really helps me to understand what my viewers want to see on the channel. So drop me a comment and tell me where you're tuning in from and your name, because I read all of my comments and I reply to almost all of them. And so I'd really love to learn more about you. Also, I checked my analytics, and it turns out that only 40% of the people that watch are subscribed. So if you haven't subscribed yet, maybe consider subscribing if you would. It really does help the channel. It lets others know that this channel is out there and worth watching. So give it a thumbs up. Please leave me a comment. And if you haven't already, maybe hit that subscribe button. All right, guys, back to the video. These, and actually, I'm going to use my Fabrifix for this, which I didn't clean off before the video. Sorry. Clean it off quick. Okay. So just a little dab. A little dab will do ya. And you can put glitter on them if you want to make it really fancy, or emboss them. That might be fun. Okay. And then just like that. I'm going to put them really close together because I don't have a lot of space. Yes, everything's so noisy. The heat, the water pump, my washing machine. Yes. All right, so just like that, and then we can hang them and kind of decide where we want them to go. Oh, I kind of like the flowers, so I don't want to cover that up. Yeah, I don't think it looks bad like that. I just need to find somewhere for my sentiment, so. Okay, so this can live under that. These scissors are horrible. Hold on. And then like this. All right. So let me put this down over here. I don't want to go over the edge. And then I'm going to put my sentiment up there, though you could certainly put it anywhere you want. So this one, I think I can just do that. Let me get some glue on here. Yeah, so cards are a great way to use up extra digitals. They're also great if you do art journaling. You can use them in your art journal. But cards, you always need like little pieces for cards, so I think they're always a good way to use up digitals. But, you know, if you don't like making cards, then maybe not. All right, so work with me. And then I'm probably going to just do something like that. So I will glue the flags down. That's fun. So now I can just do that. And we'll put this little guy on here. He might look good raised up. Let me get a piece of foam, craft foam, but you can even just fold a piece of cardstock a couple of times and give it some height. Or if you have foam tape, you know, or glue dots or something like that. I do, but this stuff is so cheap, so I use this. And it works. It gives me just enough height, in my humble opinion. But the kitty cat would be cute too if you have a cat friend, you know, a cat loving friend, or the doggy. Okay, and then let's see. You're a work of heart, like that. Made with joy, shared with love. I tried to make them so they would fit like certain occasions. For the brightness you bring. You add sparkle. You make the world more colorful. I don't know. Wishing you a day. I left them on here because it was easier than losing them. Bursting with color and joy. Yeah, that's nice. We can line them up very neat for all my OCD friends out there. Uh-oh. See what happens when you leave your glue for 5 minutes? All right. But any of the sentiments, you can make your own. If you get a Canva account, it's free. You can just go in there and play with the fonts that they have, and they have a lot of fun fonts that you don't have to pay for. You don't have to have a pro account. You can just use the free one. And it's just so fun. It's just a fun program. cute is this? Come on now. I don't know what that is. I cover it up. Little spot on there. Oh, there it is. Okay, so that's cute, right? And then we'll just put that on here. And you know, if you want to ink your cards, by all means, you can do that. Use your tear and tape if you don't want to use the glue. I'm not like, I don't do cards all the time, so I mean, I enjoy doing them, but I couldn't do them all the time. It's just a lot. And then we'll just put a piece inside for a sentiment. Find one. Like this. And if you have like birthday stamps or something, you can stamp it. Or you could put the sentiment here and put another thing there. Let's glue this down. Or just write your little note. Maybe I'll put one of the little happy flowers in here. So again, this was 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. I can just put this happy guy here. Just a little fun. If you're into embossing, I think embossing these with like a clear embossing powder would be fun. And there you go. You have a card ready to go. Right, let me put you over there to dry. And we'll try another one. Okay. So these are kind of fun. We can make 2 at once. And these you don't have to add anything if you don't want to. And actually, maybe I'll do one in white and one in craft. So we can see how they... I know, it's a little hard to see with the... I know, I got the complaints already. I'm sorry. I like this, but I get it. You can't see certain things, so I might have to change up. I get it. I get it. I love you guys. I don't want you to have a hard time seeing. All right, so I cut some strips this way of the leftover papers, but you could certainly use washi tape for this. The original idea I saw was washi tape, and so we just want to have these in different widths and lengths. So like, see how some of them I cut a little thinner? So let's see, I think maybe there, and eyeball it. But this is why washi tape would also work. And then maybe this one will come out a little this way. So you want a little irregularity. Okay, and then these, some of these can go over here. One, and that one. Another one here. Maybe we'll trade these out. Yeah. Okay, and then you're just going to glue them down in a random order. So not a lot of thought here. Not too much thinking. That's why the washi tape will be even better, because you really don't have to even glue it. Right, I'm chit-chatting, losing track here. So that maybe. That one's a little short. So let's see. this one. So you just want to cover the area. All right, so I'm just going to do like 2 more strips here. 1 and 2. This one, it's got some blue in it. And then I'm going to do the other one and I'll be right back. So just putting strips down, nothing complex. Okay, I put the strips on. Oh, I have a sentiment thing in there. Okay, I'm just going to glue this down so I remember it's in there. It's just the inside where you write your little note. I'm not done yet. Just let me get this down because it's in my way. All right, and then I thought it would be fun to kind of take a little butterfly and put it on here like a punch, but you could also do like a heart. So let me do one of them. Maybe this one will go better on here. Yeah, I like that one. And then this one I could do with like, I don't know, maybe a purple paper. And we just want to draw a little heart. So I had a template here that I was using, but it's fine. We just want to draw a heart that we can cut out. Yeah. If you don't want to cut out a heart and you don't have a butterfly punch, just use what you have. You know, maybe you can draw a flower instead, or you have a flower punch. So I want to cut out a square around this, so I don't want to cut through the card. And I'll probably turn this over so we don't see this side of it. And you take your time. I'm just going a little faster for the video sake. And I'm just going to use the trimmer, paper trimmer, to trim it out into a neat little square, like that. Just so I don't mess that up, because I will. We know I will. And if you don't want to cut anything out like this, you could just take a heart and put it on a piece of paper like that too. But I like this because you can see through. You can see the strips that we put there like that. I don't know. I think it's just cute. Told you I wasn't a professional card maker. I just like to have fun with paper. Like that, and then we can get either a single sentiment or, you know, use one of the ones I gave you. But last week I gave you these, so we could just use one of these. Which is why I gave you, because I knew I was going to make cards. Like so. You can raise that up a little bit. You could put it on another piece of colorful paper if you wish to. And this foam goes down with most every glue. So I've been between the Fabrifix and my art glitter glue mix here. Your regular PVA or Elmer's or anything, that'll all work too. It's kids' craft foam, so I think they make it so you could use it with practically anything. So do we want to go straight? How about we go straight since that's wonky. Well, happy birthday. And then this one we can say thank you. Yeah. It's too big. And then on this inside, let's see, I think I have another purple one here. Yeah, to match that purple. So and if you're using a punch, like we did with the butterfly, then you're going to have the negative space and the positive piece, right? So what you can do is then take that piece, whatever it was, and or another one, and just put it on the inside. You can put it up there. These are so cute. Everybody loves a homemade card. I do. Most people do. And so for this one, I have some of these. So I'm just going to leave this one because I want to use them on another card. There you go. You could also use one of these, on the inside. Fun. Okay, one more. Let me just clean this up. All right, for this one, we're going to go this way. And I'm going to use a piece of this black and white. And that might be a little too thick, so I'm going to make it thinner. I think this one's the easiest one of all. Doesn't matter. I think I'm going like a little more than a ½ inch or about a ½ inch. Maybe I'm doing that. Hold on. This way it's easy. Won't stay the Okay. And we want to put this down here. I like the black and white because I think it'll look good with the colors that I'm going to add. And so I cut out some hearts. And I just thought it would be cute to kind of add them here like that. And then put our sentiments on. But you could certainly use a piece of ribbon or anything else. You could also do something like this, where it's now a checker. I think that's too thick. I don't like that. Okay, so let me glue this down. All this wonkiness, it's hard to tell what's straight. Okay, then what we're doing, you add sparkle to the simple moments, or made with joy, shared with love. I think I want something with 2 words, so How about your generosity brightens my day? I wonder if this would look better if I had this on a colored card. Okay, hold on. Let me get a craft one. I have another one in here. Yes. Okay, this might look better on a craft card. So, here's that other strip. It'll make the white lettering pop better. So, if you don't have craft, you can probably use one of the pages from the kit and then just cut that into your card. Or make these black and white and make your strip here colorful. I don't know. There's some things you can do. It's just because I printed these on white. So, do this again. And I'm going to go, your generosity brightened my day. I can get it off of my mat. Okay, there we go. That, and that, and that. That's what I'm doing. I think it would be cute too to put something over here, but I don't know what. Maybe another heart. We'll see. You guys could totally do this. It's so simple. It's so easy. You could probably do this with any scraps you have. End my day. You know what we could do is hang one of these guys upside down. He doesn't look very brightened. He's kind of cute. Sorry, I'm indecisive. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut some little strips and put them, I already have them cut. I'm just going to put them there. So I'm just going to do something like this, that, and then one more. Just for a little pop of color. It could even go this way. I'm just going to do here. Very short. Maybe a thinner one. I know you're here. Here we go. And I'll just put one of these little hearts inside. Put one of those little characters in there. Like him. But since we have hearts on the front, I thought it would be to add that there. Cute. And that's it. So that's our project today. So we made 3 cards. I like this one the best, I think. Though these are kind of cute too. Super easy, and you get to use up your scraps, and you get to give a handmade card to somebody you love. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and let me know in the comments where you're tuning in from. I would love to hear from you. Your comments mean the world to me, and I always read them, and I try to respond to every single one. So I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great week and a happy Thanksgiving, and I will see you soon.